just gonna get started. I was at the gym this week and I saw a guy who was just sitting on a bench reading a book in the gym. And honestly, it pissed me off because I was like, really, dude? Lifting heavy weights isn't good enough for you? You gotta show everyone that you have brain and brawn? Really? Like, who do you think you are? Arnold Einstein? Ridiculous, man. I hate the whole idea that because you read books, you're smart somehow. Because every book is pretty much just a reality TV show written down. You know, it's just fake characters and fake conflicts. It's bullshit. Like, Harry Potter is just the Kardashians if, instead of Ray J, Kim fucked Rubus Hagrid. It's ridiculous, man. And much like reality TV shows, the best parts of books are just when the characters have sex. Like, that's the whole point of reading a book, pretty much. I guess the only way I've ever gotten through a book is off the hope that the next page has a sex scene. It's the only way. And I got through all 10 Harry Potter books just off the prayer that Hermione would show Harry her hiney. That's it. Yeah. I don't like books, man. They're not cool at all. That goes for all books, though. Just looking for sex at all books, man. Even textbooks. I'm studying for math, thinking, man, if these two vectors ever get back together at some length, v, w, cosine theta, I'm going to want to watch. And I know what you're thinking, man, that's just a projection, man, and you're a pervert. And I'd say, who are you to judge the activities of two consenting vectors? It is a projection, though. That's a math joke. Projection is the product of two vectors and cosine of the angle between them, yielding the shadow cast by one vector onto another vector lying flat. For example, the projection of me and your mother is the slightly deformed outline of a shirtless twink. I'm just kidding, she keeps the lights off. No, I didn't have sex with your mother. I can't talk to women, so I can't. I can't talk to women without throwing up on my mouth or pants. I'm so bad at it. Every time I try talking to a girl, it's like when a hiker encounters a bear in the woods. It's like if I don't make eye contact, maybe she'll like me. And then I end up saying something like, "I'd like to flatten you on the floor of my office." And then the bear pepper sprays me. Because it gets to the point where you're like, dude, pepper spray would not stop me right now. Because right now, dude, I'm so full of cum, if it doesn't land on a Kleenex or a couch cushion, it's coming out of my ears. I can swim through a pool of pepper spray. It's not a problem. The problem is about my horniness does not live up to my abilities in bed. Dude, I'm so bad at sex. I have sex like a lesbian uses a strap-on. Just a bright pink dick attached to me. I have no idea how to use it. I asked my friend for advice about this, and he was like, it's easy, man. Sex is like NASCAR, except it's a race to finish second. I was like, well, that doesn't help me because I am the Danica Patrick of having sex. Except no one's going to give me a trophy for crashing into the rear end of my partner. I mean, my dick, much like Danica Patrick, I would claim it was an accident. And be like, I mean, my dick doesn't have lane assist, okay? Sometimes I'm driving my Subaru Outback and I veer into the other lane. That's not my fault. Subaru Outback. Kind of the car a lesbian with a strap-on would drive. I do have like a bright pink dick. It's like fluorescent pink, pretty much. It's almost red. I basically have a dog dick. And no woman has ever been happy to wake up next to me. They always wake up like, did I just fuck a Boston Terrier? I mean, he barked in my ear and then ate his own ass. Alright, that's all. Next up is, who's next up? Jacob Lowe! Let's go.
Hey everybody, how are we doing? How's people's semester been? Yeah, I actually have been having a pretty good semester. I got to go visit one of my friends, Cooper Kim, who actually used to be the president of this club and is Korean, which will become a very important detail later in this story. So I was actually going to New York, where Cooper Kim lives, and he is Korean, and New York is a very diverse place, full of lots of people. So I was walking Times Square, and I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm so excited to see my Korean friend. This is going to be really entertaining. And as I'm walking in Times Square, I see this Korean guy, and I think to myself, that's Cooper. That's got to be Cooper. I didn't just mistake him for another Asian guy. I'm locking it in, that's my friend. So I go up to him, this Korean guy, and I say, hey man, Cooper, it's so cool to see you. You do look a little bit different, but that's all right. How have you been, man? And the guy turns around and it's not even Cooper. He's not even Korean, it's just a Chinese homeless man. Now, you're probably wondering a few things. How did you know he was Chinese? Well, he was wearing a rice hat, so that automatically took me off. But the second thing is, just to be fair, I thought, when Cooper went to New York, the transition is that he gets super stressed. So he goes from being Korean to looking like he's a Chinese homeless man. I just thought that's the transition you made. So this guy, he's looking at me and he's like, what do you want with me? And I'm like, shit, I gotta think of something clever to say. So I look at him and I say, hey, listen man, look at me. I'm walking here, man. And he's like, geez, I'm sorry, man. And I'm like, you think, huh? You want to mess with me? I'm from the Bronx, motherfucker. Yeah, don't mess with me. And then he walked away. I'm gonna shoot myself after that impression. Traveling is just not it. I had to travel to New York, and it was just not an enjoyable experience. I feel like 80% of traveling is just everything going wrong and nothing going right at all. For example, I saw this one guy, he was walking in an airport, and those CPR machines that teach you how to do CPR in 30 seconds? They have a half-dead corpse lying there. This guy, he looks at the CPR machine, looks left and right, and then starts beating it up. He starts punching it, he starts kicking it. He's he doesn't even care. And I'm like, I'm sorry, where did you travel from? New Jersey? Is that why you're so stressed out? Could you imagine that guy trying to do CPR on another person? He's like, don't worry, I know how to save your life. I don't think that would be an enjoyable experience. But, no, I absolutely hate New Jersey. Is anybody here from New Jersey at all? You're from New Jersey? What the fuck happened to your state, man? The road systems are from hell. They have so many roads there. Why are you from New Jersey? Why? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just think that state needs to be taken to a lot must not be going on with your life if you were born in New Jersey. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just also think the TSA agents are they must have the weirdest job ever, because they can ask the most invasive questions ever and hope you get it correct. I was in the TSA line once, and this guy, he looked at me and he was like, okay, so what's your birthday? I said, March 23rd, 2002. Okay, you're pretty good, but can you answer this? What's my favorite color, huh? Blue? No, it's black, you fucking immigrant. Next! And then he got out. So I just feel TSA agents are the worst. I'm from Indiana, but I feel it is the worst state to be because nothing here ever happens. I feel if aliens came to destroy Indiana, right, they'd just be disappointed. They wouldn't even want to destroy Indiana. They would just get here and they'd be like, what the fuck is this? There's nothing to destroy here. This place is destroying itself. What are we going to destroy? Cornfields? Roundabouts? Raising Cane's? This place is a fucking disaster. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my time, guys.
That was great, guys. The very funny Cooper Kim. Next comedian, even funnier, Nicholas.
Don't hype me up like that, eh? Right? Yeah. So, I am Nick. Most people don't know this about me, but I am actually Mexican-American. Both sets of grandparents are first generation. People assume I'm white. My brother doesn't have that issue though. He stole all my melanin as a kid and he never gave it back. And I used to complain, but I realized I get the best of both worlds. Like, my brother and I are both Hispanic enough for scholarships, but unlike him, I've never been afraid to talk to the police. My brother's also gay, so that makes it a bit easier to tell us apart, because he's dark, skinny, and fucks dudes. Meanwhile, I'm big, pale, and I fuck myself. Seriously, like, my brother has a lot more sex as a gay man than I do as a straight one. Like, we talk very frequently while he's on the phone, and it feels like every time we're talking, he's like, oh yeah, I hooked up with this guy the other day, or yeah, this guy's coming over, and we hooked up a couple times. Meanwhile, it takes all my willpower not to desecrate a grapefruit. I'd be more concerned if more of you understood that reference. You might want to get that. Although, I do love my brother, I am very protective of my brother, which made it all the more concerning when we found out he had a homophobic stalker. Yeah, he had this guy who would like follow him around, like, stalk his socials, and even like wait outside his apartment. For like a homophobic guy, he really thought about a gay guy a lot. But I think that's on brand for homophobic people, because you see them, you know, posting on Facebook, out protesting, going out of their way just to express their hatred towards the gays. If I thought about gay men that often, I'd probably end up sleeping with one. Like, at some point, you have to see what all the hype is about. And how do I know this guy's gay? Oh yeah, his name's Tommy. I forgot to mention that, but I know this guy's homophobic because one time my brother was on a date and takes the guy back to his apartment. I happened to be walking by and I noticed Tommy in the bushes looking up there like, that's fucking disgusting. Total creep. Tommy followed my brother and I to a gay bar a few weeks ago. That was interesting. And I feel like I should clarify, I don't go to gay bars because I'm gay. I go to gay bars because I'm afraid of women. You seem to relate to that a bit too much.
Very much so.
And if being afraid of women makes you gay, then I'm Elton John. But we're having a great time. We're dancing with his friends. We're having drinks. But I can't help notice the Tommy in the corner and having an awful time. He's looking at like the male strippers they have. They have these like really jacked guys in G-strings on like poles. And for once, I kind of understood Tommy's disdain. But like, whereas he hated them because he's homophobic, I hated them because despite being gay, their abs were probably better at seducing women than I could ever be. And I wanted to keep an eye on Tommy, but then I realized across the dance floor, there's this guy staring at me, unblinking, unflinching. And ladies, I want to say, I know what you mean when you say, oh, he looked at you like a piece of meat. Because this guy looked at me the same way I look at whoever makes my burrito at Chipotle. Intensely, and with enough sexual undertone that everybody's uncomfortable. And so this guy starts walking towards me, and I realize I don't know what to say to a guy who wants to have sex with me. I know what to say when a woman wants to have sex with me, please! But not a guy. And he ends up actually talking to me, he asked me about my name, and we actually hit it off. He was a pretty nice guy, and offers to buy me a drink. And, you know, it was a pretty nice conversation. And I think that's one of the things I really like about gay bars over regular bars, because, you know, they have really nice drinks, you can always dance to the music. And another man offering to buy me a drink makes me feel a woman fuzzy inside. Even if he's trying to get his woman fuzzy inside me. At some point, he invites me over to his apartment. I feel bad, because I realized at some point I might have let him on. And I wanted to let him down gently, but it ended up coming off at the same way every company is on July 21st. Like, I'm so sorry, but Pride Month just ended. Try again next year. But I was so distracted with this guy that I didn't even notice Tommy had approached my brother, and the two started talking. And before I know it, they actually hit it off. The next thing I know, the following morning, I see Tommy leaving my brother's apartment. And I was rightfully concerned. I approach him, I'm like, did you just sleep with my brother? And Tommy's just trying to stick to his guns like, no, we did not have sex. You see, because if you're wearing gloves, you didn't really wash your hands. And I wore a condom. And then after some back and forth, Tommy's like, you know what? Yes, we did sleep together. I realized I was thinking about your brother a lot. I had a lot of strong opinions on gay men. And at some point, you have to see what all the hype is about. That's all I got.
very funny for a gay Mexican in whiteface. Bring it up for your next comedian, Sohan.
Hey all, my name is Sohan and I'm from India, and I'm a Hindu, which is Sanskrit for India's white guys. So like coming here and having a privilege suddenly stripped, I felt like I had a race change surgery. Like I went from being a white dude to a black dude, like a reverse Michael Jackson, but you know, like without the BBC or the PEDO. So just like that, I was a minority now. So if you think being a minority is hard, think how hard it is to be a minority who is like newly drafted and completely untrained. It's like you're dressing up as firefighter for Halloween, and society just took one look at you and they eat you in a burning building. It's like if you're a dwarf going about your day and then you suddenly get a tap on your shoulder and it's Michael Jackson. He's inviting you to Neverland. I mean, you try to explain to him, bro, no, you got me confused. I'm not your usual target demo. But he just goes, you all look the same to me. It's been different living here. And it's like, so recently I ordered size 9 shoes from Amazon, but I got delivered a size 8. So, but it was written as 9 on the box. So when I googled about this, I came to know that the men's shoe number here in US is different than what is followed in the rest of the world. So, by different, I mean here in US, they just add +1 to whatever the rest of the world is. So, if everyone else goes, hey, I got size 9, the US guys will go, mine size 10, small fit suckers. But yes, 10 means 9. So, ladies, next time a guy says he's got 6 inches, but ends up with 5, just realize that in his reality, 6 means 5. So, stop questioning and gaslighting him. And when, instead of distorting space and time so much, just do what Indian guys do and say it in centimeters. Like, why settle for 6 when you can say 16? It's just like one of those another things that can be solved by implementing metric system in America. So, yeah, but I can't complain much. It's been good here, but I do miss my home sometimes. I mostly miss my dog. And my dog is mental as fuck, so he'll be tried in a family. I love my dog so much, and we play together all the time. But whenever I try to hug him or hold him, he would run away. So it seems I, a human, need hugs more than he, a dog, does. I mean, I don't think you guys realize how big of a judgment it feels when you realize that you're more emotionally needy than your dog. Like dogs that are specifically generationally bred to be emotionally needy. Like looks you in the eye and says, bro, you gotta hold yourself together, man. You're a dog or something. So I googled about this. Like I was just googling ways to cuddle with dogs. I think I shouldn't have used the word cuddle because Google kept asking me to put peanut butter on my dick for some reason. But after exhausting all of the options, I was like, fuck it. I mean, I want to make him like me, and I wrote Twitter. But I didn't have peanut butter with me, and I had Nutella. So I used that. So now I have a dead dog. And one of the most life-altering, mind-blowing, deep-throated blowjobs ever. I think it was this snout that did the trick. It's ruined blowjobs for me like forever. Because whenever a girl would do for me, like no matter how good she does, inside I'm always thinking, Charlie did it better. And he's still more. Michael Jackson doesn't.
Guys, lower the hoops and bring in the outfielders. It is time for your first female comedian of the night, Kelsey Lavin.
Wow, that walk never gets more awkward than this. We got any FNAFers in the crowd? Five Nights at Freddy's fans? Yeah. Or. I went to go see the movie a couple days ago. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I'm an ally. But I went to go see the movie, and you know a movie's bad when you start watching the people instead of the movie. You know what I mean? Like when I first got to the movie, I was the only person in the theater with my brother. And I don't know if this ever happened to you in a theater. I saw an entire family come in, and they filled the entire row behind us. Like, I don't know what about dead children screamed to this family, like, family reunion. Let's get grandma, check her to the nursing home. That night they brought her back, and she's like, what's a chica? Like, I don't really know what that means. But, like, there would be these really intense moments in the movie, and behind me, I'd hear a kid go, 45's boo! Yeah. I also had this moment later on in the movie, like, it was like every single time, like, at this point we'd been sitting through the movie for like an hour. Like, multiple people had died. This is a horror film. And somebody else ends up dying, and this kid behind me turns to his mom and goes, wait, are these people dead? And I was like, what the fuck is going on? That was crazy. I really like Screamo music, though. We got any Screamo fans in the crowd? Yeah. Really pulling them in, guys. We're off to a great start. No, I really like Screamo music, which makes sex really awkward. I usually just have whoever else I have sex with pick it out, but it's even worse because my boyfriend likes classical music. So it's like, are we gonna cry or are we gonna scream at each other? I don't really know what's happening. But I think, though, that people who listen to Screamo music during sex are only women who pick their boyfriends. Like, she turns to him and she's like, okay, are you ready? Like, okay, like, I love you so much. You know what the safe word is, right? She turns and she presses play and she's like, all right. Give me that ass, like. I hope you're ready for it. Speaking of pegging, I went to New York. I'm walking here. I went to New York. I love New York. Native New Yorker, Wendy Williams. Anyway, nobody got that. I went to New York and I went to MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art. Yeah, art. And in the museum they had like an exhibit for BDSM. It was really beautiful. It's about how like BDSM tied a lot into the LGBTQ community in like the early 1900s. Sorry. But, you know, it was a really beautiful exhibit, and there's like all these things on the wall. There's like a GIMP mask, you know, like paddles to spank people, leather suits. And I turn around and there's like a child, probably no older than 5 years old. And I was like, who let you in? And this kid turns to his mother and like drags her shirt and goes, Mommy, what's BDSM? And I swear to God, I'm not even joking. This woman turns and goes, honey, when two people love each other very much, they do BDSM. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? And then like this mom goes on, she's like, it's just a way that some people express love. And I was like, I don't want to be the kindergarten teacher who on Monday is doing show and tell, and the kid brings in like a GIMP suit and is like, my mommy makes my daddy wear this because she says that this makes them be in love. That's my time. Thank you so much.
Great, guys. I meant to wear my GIMP suit, but just wore my gay suit. Next up, very funny, Maggie.
You're all looking at me in a really scary way. Just so you know, I have my phone on me. It's not because I have notes, it's because I'm playing Sneaky Sasquatch. I don't want him to get hungry or anything. So I have to be pretty attentive with that. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to be here tonight. I haven't done stand-up in a while. I really haven't had time. I have like 6 businesses. Like my Sasquatch management company, my Roblox restaurant tycoon. I make really fucking good pizza there. Is this mic really loud? I keep getting scared every time I hear myself. Okay. I have a microphone business, but it failed, so I'm just getting insecure with mics. A little shy. My most recent enterprise is, well, it's not quite an enterprise yet. I still have to work my way up the corporate ladder. I'm not sure if you guys are like looking at me today and thinking, whoa, like, this girl kind of has a glow to her. It's because, yes, I did go to the water park today for my second round of interviews as toilet bowl operator. And I didn't get the job. So they got like weirded out because I asked them if the chlorine has gluten. I have celiac disease. I don't really know what gluten is. It makes me feel like Gwyneth Paltrow though every time I'm at a restaurant. Because they don't know what I'm asking for. I don't know what I'm asking for. I think it reads in a really scary way when I'm like, just like, I don't know. I don't even know what I ask for. It's really scary. Celiac disease is a really depressing disease to have. It sucks so bad because everyone else with every other kind of disease gets the coolest people. Who do you know? Do any of you guys know a celebrity with celiac disease? Tell me. Didn't think so. Anyone know a celebrity with cancer? Walter White, Breaking Bad. Like, okay. Diabetes? Jonas Brother? One of them, I think. Other diseases? I don't know. Everyone else has something. It's food for thought. This is my call to action. Celebrities out there in the crowd. Future entrepreneurs. Celebrities. Can you guys get celiac disease or something? It's like, it's a really lonely world out here. I didn't really prepare anything else. This was great talking to you guys. I just want to like take a second to look at all your faces so I can see them in my nightmares tonight. I'm glad you all laughed at my jokes. Otherwise I would have hurt myself in a really bad way. Just kidding.
That was great, except I don't believe in celiac. Everyone throw flour at her, please. Up next, this guy is actually a professional, and by professional I just mean old as fuck. Justin Seymour.
Yeah. Hey, keep it going for your host, guys. Keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me here, guys. This is great. I got a lot going on lately. I just tried insomnia cookies for the first time. Are you guys familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've had them. Okay, you've had insomnia cookies. I've been sleeping on them, I guess. I had no idea. You know what I mean? If you don't know what it is, it's just a company that'll deliver cookies to you late at night so that you can get diabetes at 3 a.m. That's all it is. The whole business model, really. Honestly, if you eat there a lot, insomnia is probably not your issue. It's probably sleep apnea, really, right? That's what's going on with you. I was thinking, how do they get away with naming their pastry product after a mental disorder suffered by millions of people? You know, how do they get away with that? That's a weird thing, right? It's strange. But I guess nobody else seems to think it's as strange or as weird as I do, so I've decided to open my own place, dude. Check it out. Alzheimer's Donuts. Hey, once you've had our donuts, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? You might want to try some bipolar brownies, dude. You'll either love them or you'll fucking hate them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this next joke's going to work. You guys are kind of young. We'll give it a shot. What do you say? Want to give it a shot? I am old as fuck. That's the problem. I just saw in the news legendary IU basketball coach Bobby Knight just passed away. Did you guys see that? Yeah, Bobby Knight just passed away. It's tragic. It's sad. You know, but he was getting old. You know, he was like 83 years old. So I guess he just decided it was time to throw in the chair. You know what I mean? If you don't get that joke, go home and Google why Bobby Knight's famous. And you'll see why that joke is fucking awesome. Okay, all right, moving on. Let's see what else. This has been happening to me recently. I did something really heroic the other day. I did something very heroic. I'm very proud of it. Very proud. It was Halloween night, actually. There was this group of teenagers, and they were in my neighborhood. And they were, just walking around during Halloween. A lot of them were walking in the street and stuff. And I prevented them all from getting hit by this truck. And really what happened was that I just decided not to do it. You know what I mean? I think that makes me a hero, you know what I mean? I saved all those kids from myself. You guys ready you guys want to try a dick joke?
Yeah.
Want to try a dick joke? I got a new dick joke I'm working out. Let's see how it goes. All right, here's what it is. It goes, how does my dick joke go? I'm trying to think this out. All right, I was thinking how, I got to remember my joke, guys. Don't distract me. How does this joke go? Okay, some guys, when it comes to the penis, there's some guys are growers and some guys are showers, right? I'm more of a grower, but I like to say that I have Bill Gates' penis. Because that shit is micro when it's soft. You know what I mean? Alright, that's fucking dog shit. I'm gonna do that. You guys date? Make some noise. Who's in the dating market? The one guy who lied. Alright, hang on. Alright, I gotta tell you guys. I wasn't gonna talk shit, dude. But right before we started, this guy, what's your name?
I'm Chris.
Chris tells his friends, he goes, guys, I just got a date with this girl. And his dating life is such dog shit, they didn't make fun of him at all. They were just like, hell yeah, dude. I'm proud of you. Congrats, dude. I don't know, there's a lot to be confused about with dating. There really is, isn't there? Like, I get very confused. One of the things I was always confused about is, what do women find sexy in men? I have no idea. What women find sexy in men? I know, right? It's like, I have no idea. So I was on a date with a girl once. And so I just asked her, I was like, well, what do you find sexy in a man? And you know what she said, guys? Ambition. She said ambition is sexy in a man. So I was like, well, I really want to fuck you. Does that count? I mean, you're way out of my league. I'm still trying to hit it. This is a guy with goals. Okay, all right. I don't know. She didn't like that. The other thing that's very confusing is when women, ladies, it's great, but like when you guys hit on us, it makes us very confused. Like mostly we're just not expecting it. We're not ready for it. The worst was when one time I went to the movies with a buddy of mine, and this woman I've never met. She sat right next to me in the theater. But I'm talking to my buddy, it's before the previews, I'm telling him about this nature documentary I saw recently. And in the documentary there was this snake, right? The snake could unhinge its jaw, and it could swallow animals whole. It was amazing. I'm telling him about it, and the woman sitting next to me overhears that story, and she goes, oh my God, that'd be so awesome. I would love to be a snake. And I was like, why is that? And this is exactly what she said to me, I swear to God. She goes, well, I want to swallow something big. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. As an 8th grader, I was not ready for that. I didn't know what to say, dude. I was just like, man, I'm trying to watch Shrek 2. I have no idea. So is that 1 more minute? Cool. All right, I'll go do one last one to get out of here for you guys. I was thinking about that the other day. 8th grade, that's early. I hadn't even lost my virginity yet, you know what I mean? In 8th grade. And I was trying to remember that moment when I had lost my virginity, if some of you are still working on it. And I remembered that there was a song playing in the background of when I lost my virginity. Anybody else lose their virginity to a song? Can you guys can share, we're all strangers here. Don't be embarrassed, guys, it's okay. I'll tell you mine. You can't be worse than mine. I'll tell you mine. I don't remember the name. I don't know the name of it, but maybe you guys know it. It goes like this. It goes, it goes, if you have a structured settlement and you need cash now, call. Do you guys know this one? Bring it out, come on. Hell yeah, that took me back, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys were great. Thanks for supporting live comedy. This is amazing. Come on back up, man, Justin. You guys are great.
See, I was exaggerating. Like, he's not that old. He's very old, though. All right, up next, Alex.
What's up, guys? College students, most of you? I'm also poor and uneducated. A little bit about myself. Don't really like talking about myself. So don't even fucking ask. I think I'm using my new blender wrong. I keep getting cum on my shirt.
What?
Anybody like the taste of cum? There goes my restaurant idea. Been saving up for months. Lots of jars. Hitler was right. About killing himself. Bad painters should not be given access to the entire German army. And people shorter than me shouldn't have control of the French army. You guys know that popular therapy app BetterHelp?
Yes.
They should change their name to This BetterHelp or I'll Kill Myself. They stopped making my favorite shampoo. It's causing hair loss. Nobody else here has that problem. You guys didn't use... No. I found out they make caffeinated body wash. I'll stick to decaf. Keep Starbucks out of my bathroom. They should make meth toothpaste. My uncle would still have all of his teeth. Or an antidepressant bath bomb. Matthew Perry might still be alive. You guys know Kurt Cobain's ex, Courtney Love? And Matthew Perry's co-star, Courtney Cox? Well, they're teaming together to create a suicide prevention foundation. And they're going to call it Hate Suicide, Love Cox Foundation. I was drinking wine out of the can the other night, and I was thinking, really got to get out of my parents' fucking house. My mom's favorite wine is Moscato. It pairs well with chicken. My favorite wine is vodka. It pairs great with whippets. The United States' favorite wine is the industrial military complex. It pairs really good with invading the Middle East for its resources. Lafayette's drug problem's gotten pretty bad. I saw this guy cooking up a shot of heroin with a plastic spoon. That's one way to get melted. Imagine the microplastics in his veins. Forgot the last part, fuck it. I had trouble no have sentences forming correctly. But I'm really good at enunciation. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. Fuck that. I'm not doing 10,000 hours for shit. I'm drinking beer, eating Taco Bell, and binging YouTube 10,000 hours. Like, I'm 5'6". I've been 5'6" for well over 10,000 hours, and I'm not good at it. I still get offended when Zach Edey walks on the court. And Payless still has those shelves too high. I cannot fucking reach that shit. But, I also haven't been bald long enough to be good at that either, but I have some hope. Right? There's Joe Rogan, Michael Jordan, Jeff Bezos, Mr. Potato Head, Steve Harvey. I've never seen Mr. Potato Head and Steve Harvey in the same room. My brother's name is Nick. He's addicted to nicotine. My friend's name is Harry. He's addicted to heroin. My grandma's name's Barb. She's addicted to barbiturates. And my name's Alex Schoaf, and I'm addicted to online gambling. That
was great. Give it one more time for AR-15 Santa Claus. Or one of his elves. I think they carry Glocks. Give it up for Kush.
Paige cried when I got on it. So far. How many of you are going to be contributing to Lafayette's homeless population next year? Has the housing portal shit the bed enough? Yeah, no. So, a very important event close to my heart got cancelled recently. The Las Vegas Grand Prix. But the reason it got cancelled is the most Indian shit ever. A fucking pothole on the roads! But yeah. everyone who got up on stage had their jokes on their phone, or on their notes app, or on book. My Indian ass is going to use WhatsApp. Fuck you. Hopefully everyone found this room because they need a map or instructions for this medieval sex dungeon. And the first time I performed in this place, I didn't know how to find it. I went up to the hotel, this really nice looking hotel, and I asked the security guard, where's the PMU South Tower? This motherfucker looked me in the eyes, smiled, and said, are you having an event up there? I'm like, holy shit, bro. He thinks we're having an orgy. It's the perfect setup, come on. You enter this really nice looking fucking hotel, you climb up 15 flights of stairs, you enter a room with, today it's lit, it usually isn't, that staircase is horrible, and you write your name on a piece of paper. It's the perfect setup for an orgy, bro. But yeah, and the organization hosting this event is called Purdue Suck. Yeah, it's too convenient. But yeah, today I'm going to be talking about something close to my heart. American TV shows and their amazing Indian counterparts. Yes. Big Brother. How many of you Gen Z motherfuckers are familiar with Big Brother? Oh my god. Big Brother is this American show where you take 25 random Americans, chuck them in the back of a van, and make them live with each other for 90 days. And the max you will see is they'll fight, or someone will call someone a slur. I can't say this here because they told me not to say the word there. But no. In India, we have Big Boss. With 2 S's and all capital because we are cool, and Bollywood needs to have unnecessary bullshit. Yeah, it's hosted by this 57-year-old washed-up actor who's wanted for murder of both black bucks and human beings. He's speedrunning murder. But yeah, the interesting thing about Big Boss is the participants are voted out by the entire population of fucking India. And India, for some reason, takes Big Boss voting more seriously than actual voting. I'm not going to elaborate on that joke. I want to be able to go back during Christmas. But yeah, the next show I'm going to talk about is America's Got Talent and its beautiful counterpart. Can you guess its name? Amazing! India's Got Talent. Now, what might you see on AGT? People like Susan Boyle, singers, dancers getting their big break, or the occasional shirtless Terry Crews. Or you could see Simon Cowell being a right salty prick. I've always wondered why that man is so salty. I think it's because he's an English man forced to judge a show called America's Got Talent. As he's seen, like, people perform, the Boston Tea Party is on repeat in that man's head. Like, nah, that's fine. But in India, in India's Got Talent, you got a guy jumping through 300 fucking tube lights with 3 geriatric motherfuckers who last got on stage 15 years ago. That's the rush of adrenaline for the day. Because if they didn't see that shit, they won't wake up the next morning. I guarantee it. And the last show, and y'all are familiar with this one, Shark Tank. What products might you see on American Shark Tank? Scrub Daddy, chubby buttons, socks. You have Mark Cuban being the only decent person on that show, and Kevin being a prick. But that's boring. You want to know what products are on Shark Tank India? Just guess. Fucking mind control! Mind control! No, I shit you not. The judges are also scam lords, by the way. It's just on brand for India, by the way. One of the judges is wanted for embezzling money and buying bikes for his family. No, so this family, they have the audacity to walk onto the Shark Tank stage. The father blindfolds his daughter, she opens a book and starts reading the book, and they invest in her company. Do you understand how absolutely insane? Anyways, that's been my time. I'm going to go back and see if the housing portal has Talkington available.
Up next, Stella.
Yeah.
Alright, hi everyone. So, to start things off, I'm a child of divorce. But I'm gonna be honest, ever since I was a kid, all I ever wanted was for my parents to get divorced. Because once I found out that you get to celebrate every major holiday twice, I was on board the separation train. Furthermore, when I found out that you actually get like little gifts on Hanukkah, I tried to convert my parents to Judaism. Still a work in progress. But you know, I will never forget when my mom told me she and my dad were getting divorced. I was playing Minecraft on the family PC. She said, Stella, can you turn the game off? I need to talk to you. And I was like, what could possibly be more important than defeating the Ender Dragon? She was like, your dad and I are getting divorced. I was like, well, that's definitely not more important than defeating the Ender Dragon. But, you know, then I started to think about it. And I started to cry, like, really hard. Because, you know, I realized, who was going to get custody of the family PC? From that point on, I didn't care who got custody of me. I only cared about who got custody of that family PC. In other news, you know, I was on Tumblr recently, and I gotta say, guys, what a fucking website. People make fun of Twitter. I will never call it X. You'll have to kill me first. But people make fun of it for, like, losing a lot of money in a short amount of time. But Tumblr has been losing, no joke, $30 million a year for, like, a while now. And it's kind of like the meth head uncle of the internet. Like, you keep giving him money thinking, this time he'll stop writing Steven Universe fanfictions and he'll get a job. But $30 million later, he's still drawing fetish art of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, yeah, and speaking of fanfictions, by the way, Tumblr is rife with them. They're not only inescapable, but holy shit, they are so weird. I should know. I have a Tumblr account. And you know, admitting to that is kind of like admitting to public urination. Like, is it a major crime? No. Is it kind of like a stain on my pride? Yes. But is it really fun? Oh yeah. So, Tumblr fanfictions, so okay, let's take a second and let's think. What do we think a fanfiction on Tumblr is going to be about? Probably like a self-indulgent dream coming true, right? Like someone falling in love with you or becoming famous. Wrong, you are incorrect. Tumblr fanfictions are your worst nightmares becoming true. The titles for these things will be like, you become the new member of One Direction. The public fucking hates you and sends you death threats. Or like, Edward from Twilight sends you a death threat and a makeshift pipe bomb to your apartment. Like, I don't understand Tumblr fanfiction that well, but, you know, I didn't understand my parents' divorce, you know, at first. Maybe if my mom had, like, written a fanfiction titled, like, your parents are getting divorced and none of them want custody of you, like, I would have understood a little better. Alright, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
My parents went through a similar thing. My dad started setting a spawn in different houses. This next comedian looks like if the Lorax played church club basketball. Give it up for Jacob Stout.
How's it going, guys? What's going on? I'm Jacob. I'm taking a gap year right now. I'm dropping out. I was in engineering, but it turns out that an important part of being successful in engineering is working hard and not laying around all day eating Ruffles and masturbating. So it wasn't for me. It's okay though. I was in engineering for my dad, but I don't think he really wanted me to be an engineer anyway. Like, I told him I'm taking some time off school, and he said, all right, lay around all day eating Ruffles and masturbating, see if I care. So I think he just wants me to be happy. I was actually staying with my parents last week, and I finally came out as depressed. But I think they reacted the same way as if I had told them I was gay. Like, my mom was like, oh, honey, you need Jesus. My dad said, maybe you should just kill yourself. Then my mom doubled down. She said, honey, as long as you don't act on these unnatural impulses, you're still pure in the eyes of the Lord. I said, don't worry, Mom. I don't want to blow guys or my brains out. My dad's on my case about cigarettes again. I told him I don't want any, but he just blows smoke in my face and calls me a boring loser. My grandma died last year. She was 83 years old, and I still feel guilty, like maybe there was something I could have done to stop her from living so long. I'm a big Batman fan. Anybody else? Did you guys know that bats are actually Batman's greatest fear? That's crazy. That'd be like if my superhero name was Coming Out to My Parents Man. Batman's a big inspiration to me, though, to like go out into the world and make a difference. The only problem is I'm not super smart or strong or rich like he is. You know what I can do, though, is I can kill the parents. And not just because I wish mine were dead, right? Let's just think about this for a second. Let's say that Batman saves 1,000 people in his career. That means I can kill 499 sets of parents, and as long as one of those kids turns into Batman, I've done the world a favor. I did that joke one time. A guy shouted at me from the audience. He goes, fuck you, I'm an orphan. Yeah, you and 498 other guys. Back in my hometown, last week, 2 Chipotle managers got married on the patio of the Chipotle. That's funny. You guys can laugh at that. It was an interracial marriage between a Caucasian woman and a black man. Some people were happy, not me. I think it was a marketing stunt for Chipotle's new chicken medley, which brings together white breast and dark meat. Man, you guys didn't like that one at all. You're going to hate the next 4 minutes. I work as a delivery driver for Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, right? I practically have to speed. It's in the slogan. So I got pulled over doing 90 and a 20. And the cop walks up and he says, you were going a little fast there, weren't you? I said, yeah, I mean tips. The faster I go, the more tips I get. The economy's in the toilet, inflation's at an all-time high, and I'm trying to pay for my crippling porn addiction, and you're trying to tell me I can't do my job? And then he shot me 8 times in the chest. To be fair, I was reaching for my gun. Not my brightest move. If you want to help pay for my medical bills, come try our new barbecue ranch chicken crunch. For a limited time only. At participating locations. While supplies last. Have you guys seen like delivery driver porn? You guys know this? Like the driver gets there and the girl's like, oh, I don't have any money. How am I gonna pay for this food? It's not like that at all. They always have money. Don't get me wrong though, I still watch the porn. I think I watch delivery driver porn the same way that like a little league kid watches an MLB game. There's like a sense of wonder in my eyes as one man pitches and another man catches and everybody's all sweaty and breathing hard. This is disgusting, but you get what I'm trying to say. And the chances of me making it to the big leagues, slim to none, but I can dream. I delivered an order a couple weeks ago and this guy paid me with handfuls of change. Most people I know would be pissed, not me. I had an awesome night at the strip club. Just all night, flicking coins at strippers. They kept trying to dodge them. They were fast, but I was faster. Some guys like to make it rain, I like to make it hail. I delivered an order to the Jewish frat, and they didn't tip. So I'm joining Hamas. I delivered a catering order to the Black Engineers Society a couple weeks ago, and I think me walking into that room, I felt the same way they feel walking into their engineering classes. Like, I belong here, I promise. I get it, who invited the help? I'm not here to steal anything. All right, you guys are really pulling back on this one. You don't like that joke because you don't want to acknowledge that there's a long history of power imbalance in America between engineers and delivery drivers. You can't be mad at that joke. That's my real experience. It really happened to me, and I really was uncomfortable. So I was so uncomfortable, in fact, that the next time I delivered there, I wore blackface. You guys are great. I'm Jacob Stout.
That was great. Wore blackface. That's just Batman. Next up, I didn't look at the name. Joe Birch.
taxes in a row, so this is pretty big. No one said the thing yet, so are we doing good tonight? That's awesome, that's great to hear. Well, my name is Joe, it's already been said, but I'll say it again. And I was watching YouTube the other day, and I came across this ad. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. It's of this duck, and he's like covered in oil, right? But don't worry, because then it cuts, and he's getting washed like he's like some sort of fluffy fork in a sink with Dawn dish soap, and that makes it all better. There's a couple things that I like about this ad. One, if you look at the bottom, and you can fact check me on this, it says footage not from an actual oil spill, which means that they made a fake oil spill and put a real duck in it just so they could put them in a sink and wash them off. And the other thing that I like about this ad is that this is a situation absolutely 0% of the population will ever find themselves in. I got my duck in the oil again. That was my impression of a guy who keeps dropping his ducks in oil. I'm working on it. It's work in progress. But it's never happened, but it works because we love animals, and I love animals, and I've had a lot of animals, pets, throughout my lifetime. But as I was thinking back throughout my long history of pets, I realized that I think I have very bad luck with these things. And I don't think it's just me. I think this is something we can all relate to a little bit. Have any of you guys had a hamster that died of old age? No, those guys are always getting sat on, or shut in a door, or microwaved. Sometimes I wonder, like, if the PetSmart employee knows what they're signing these hamsters up for when they're giving these to these children. A life of torment, and then just the worst way to go. I've never had a hamster, but I have had other animals, and they did not fare too well either, let me tell you. I one time killed my cat with a recliner. I was 8, walking downstairs, beautiful Saturday morning, and see what's on TV, sit down. Things stuck. Fixed it. That like same month, 2 UPS drivers took out 2 more of my cats. Actually, 1 UPS driver. I don't know why I said 2. 1 UPS driver took out 2 of my cats. Got one on the way in, delivered the package. One on the way out. It's what us in the biz like to call efficiency. Amazon Prime, baby, no distractions. But I think that I really realized that I have a problem, a curse, if you will, when my goat, his name was Chuck, was assassinated. What? Which is the most TLC's Amish Mafia sentence to ever be said. But he was, and that was a really tricky thing for me to experience because it's a special connection that a boy has with his goat. Right, guys? Yeah. You know, right? Yeah. I would go out there every couple days or so, and I would feed him, and that's all I did. But I would do that sometimes. And those are memories that no one can take away from me, despite how hard that gunman tried. And the memory that I'll remember most is the day that I walked out there with food in hand, and he was nowhere to be seen. Chuck was gone, and that was because he was dead. And I found him, and he was on the ground, laying there, feet up the air, bullet hole through the head, tongue out. This is the dead part. And we never found the killer. And I think that is so rad. And I look up to Chuck. I think about it all the time. Like, he is my greatest influence because he was assassinated. And I've thought long and hard, and I've realized that that's the best way to go. And so, honestly, I want to be real with you guys. That's the reason I'm here tonight. I've been here twice now, but on the first time I was here, I knew that this was my crew. Y'all don't have anything else going for you? And you would be the type that are unhinged enough to take me out. And that's what I'm asking. For one of you, I don't care who, to kill me. Now, I'm not saying now. I've got a lot of things going for me. There's this, like, Chinese place across from the street that I've not tried it, but I want to. So, like, there's that. But maybe like 40, 50 years from now, look me up, see what I'm up to. You won't be up to anything, so that part won't be hard. Take a road trip out to wherever I am. Make a weekend of it, you know. See a show maybe, dinner. And on the way, find me and pound me a couple times in the chest. Then go about your life. And who knows, if we're lucky, maybe our kid will turn into Batman. Then it'll be a win-win-win. Thank you guys. It's been fun.
I'll volunteer. I'll kill him right fucking now. Hate gingers. Next up, Alden Bruh. You guys want to see something really cool?
Yeah.
Watch this. I've never seen that before. That's crazy. This is going to be the worst set I've ever done to get ready. So, I've gotten really bad insurance as a college kid. Like it's not good, guys. It's expensive to go to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room over the summer, and it wasn't too bad, right? I walked in, gave me the 5-star treatment. They gave me a whole room to myself. Nurses checked on me, techs checked on me. It was great. That whole bill, $800, livable, right? Then the doctor comes in, sits down for like 5 seconds, says, "You're not gonna die." And I'm like, great. Walks out, that bill, $950. It seems a little extreme. At this point, I don't have the kind of funds to pay for that, so I've gotten pretty good at anxiety, you know? So I will be sleeping at night, and then I'll wake up and I'll have like a slight pain in my abdomen. And I'm like, oh gosh, I guess I'm not waking up tomorrow. I can turn my alarm off. I don't need it. And this has gotten to laziness. This has gotten into my procrastination, because I will be doing an assignment and the anxiety and the stress will get to my head, and I will start having headaches, and then I will think, oh my gosh, I have a headache. I think I'm getting a brain aneurysm. That's not how that works, but that's how I think it works, because I'm stupid. And I will think, okay, I'm getting a brain aneurysm, I'm gonna die soon. If I'm gonna die soon, my GPA doesn't matter. If my GPA doesn't matter, this assignment doesn't matter. I slowly close my computer. I don't need it. And this goes along with a lot of things. Like, I'm gonna say something kind of controversial. Do we need therapists? I've been to a therapist, they did not help, okay? I walked in, sat down, 30 minutes go by, she goes, "I think you might be depressed." No duh. I took 36 naps today. I'm not a cat. I don't need that many naps. My favorite one walked in somewhat recently. They're like, "I think you might be on the spectrum." Yeah, I figured that after I kicked a rock home the entire trip and then cried when it went to the gutter. I was so sad about Jeremy. That was the rock's name. And I wish I had him back, but he's gone forever, which is unfortunate. And it's, you know, autism is on the spectrum, right? You know what's also on the spectrum? Sexuality. Yeah. It has been said before that if this is, you know, a general bell curve spectrum, there has got to be exactly one person on the highest end. So there's the gayest man and the most autistic person. And I strive to be both. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I've got my work cut out for me. I'm not very gay. But I've been on a date with a gay guy. You want to know how that went? It was not great. Okay. So when I came to Purdue, I did not know the industry. I did not know what I was getting into. I did not know students. My sister, being the more, what's the soft term for slutty? Being the more outgoing person, she recommended a dating app, and I think she was meaning Bumble, because Bumble has a friends feature. I, again, being stupid, downloaded Tinder, and I put in my bio, "I'm new and looking for friends," and then I set it to men and women.
And I got like 12 men within the first 5 minutes of me doing that. And one of the guys hit me up and was like, hey, I have not eaten dinner yet. Do you want to go get some dinner? I was like, sounds fantastic. Morty making friends so quick, let's go. So I pick him up in my car. We drive over to this little pizza spot. And it's personalized pizzas. We used to have it here, but we don't anymore because Garbanzo swooped in and stole the market. But I bought my own pizza. He bought his own pizza. I had no idea that this was a date. I did not think of it as a date whatsoever. We sat down at our table, and we start eating. 20 minutes go by, he goes, so how long have you been out? I said, out of what? He goes, out of the closet. I said, I don't know what you mean. He goes, how long have you been gay? I said, I'm not gay. And he burst into flames. There was, my dad is also a doctor of sorts. He was a pediatrician, and he was also quite thespian, because for over 40 years, he played straight. He was really good at it. He was really good at it, guys. He is where I get my gayness from. I'm not gay, but I'm a little fruity, and I think it's genetic. And he basically just like, he was full 9 yards with how method he was. He was married to a woman for over 20 years. And he not only did that, but he thought, oh, I'm not just gonna have one kid. I'm not the only one. There are 4 other children before me. He is the method version of Christian Bale for how gay he is. And I love him for it, right? And you would think, why does he keep saying it in like past tense? Like, oh, he was a pediatrician, oh, he was gay. Fortunately, my dad's dead. He died because he was just so freaking gay. That's my time, thank you.
Alden runs a meme account here. But you guys knew that, right? This next comedian shares a name with Mark Wahlberg. He also shares a similar hate for minorities. Give it up for Mark Sassone.
Hello, friends. I'm a runner. I ran my first marathon recently, and I've been reading about the history of the marathon to get myself more into it. And I'm a little confused when I read through it, so in case you're unaware, the story is there's a messenger in ancient Greece who runs from Athens to the city of Marathon. And upon reaching Marathon, delivers his message and then keels over and dies. So, according to the ancient Greeks, running that distance is lethal to humans. So I don't know why they ever did it again. Like if someone tells you, hey man, you run from this point to this point, you die, the average person wouldn't be like, yeah, well, not me, watch this, you know? So I'm thinking the second person to run a marathon had to do it because they felt they could do it better, like as a point of pride, almost. So imagine, so like if I'm him, right? I'm in ancient Greece, and me and the boys are about to go downtown, chop it up at the local bathhouse, dudes only. And in between the rounds of gay sex that we're having, we're talking current events, and that's when I hear, what? Philippides died? After running how far? Fuck, dude. Well, he must have been moving. How fast he doing it? Oh. Sorry, no. Well, I mean, hear me out. I think I can do it faster, but that's just me. I'm sorry, I don't mean. By the way, anytime anybody ever hits you with one of these, like if they go, you know they're about to say just the most arrogant thing you've ever heard. Like, if a football game is on and a group of guys are watching it, someone drops a pass, at least one person in the room is going, I mean, hear me out? Put me on that field, that's 6 right there, but hey, that's just me. What made me think of this the other week, I was at Harry's talking to a girl. Girl leaves, my friend comes up and goes, hey man, saw you talking to that girl, did you get her number? She left before you could get it? Fuck, dude. I mean, hear me out? If I'm you, I get it, but hey, that's just me. Or like, again, the other week, I'm walking down the street, someone comes up to me, hey man, saw you at the Greek bathhouse last week. How many guys fucked you in the ass? Oh, only 2? I mean, me, I get 10, but hey. I love that move, sorry. I'm graduating in 30 days.
Yeah.
And I don't have a job. So it's been pretty, not knowing if I'll be able to clothe or feed myself in 30 days is pretty stressful, because I've heard those are important. The thing that's been keeping me sane throughout the process of applying to jobs and whatnot is, the stereotype of like, you get a job in the mailroom and then work your way up to CEO. I like thinking about that, but applying it to industries where that's just not how it works at all. Like my plan out of college right now is right out of college, I'm getting a job in the mailroom at the NBA. And I'm gonna know my place. I'm not gonna be this big pompous guy. No. I'm putting my ear to the grindstone in that mailroom. And after years of hard work and dedication and bumping elbows with some of the higher ups, eventually I'll work my way up the corporate ladder to my dream job of starting point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. That's my plan. I see no flaws in it. I'm a big sports fan. I follow all like the big organizations, the NFL, the NBA, the CIA, the JFK, the IMBA, all those big ones. But my favorite sports leagues are the ones for sports where you wouldn't think there would be a professional sports league. Like the other week, I turn on ESPN 8, and I'm with my friends. We start watching professional rodeo. I didn't know that was a thing, and if you're unaware, it's scored by how long you stay on the bull. So we have never seen this before. First dude goes up, rides the bull a bit, and gets knocked off. I have no idea what's going on, but I think, you know what? He looked pretty good to me. I think that was a pretty good time. As I'm thinking that, an announcer comes over and goes, one of the worst times today, Jim. He's not advancing with that time, and if you thought that was good, fuck you. That's how it sounded, at least. So maybe that wasn't a good time. Again, first one we watch, we don't know anything. We watch 3 more. And on that 4th one, dude gets on the bull, rides a bit, gets knocked off. All of us in the room go, oof. You're not advancing with that time. No way you're getting top 5 in this league like that. No, back in the gym, buddy. What's great is if you continue watching these sports, you can then go from thinking that, or not knowing anything about the sport, to then fully believing you can compete at the professional level. So again, we've watched 4 at this point. We, after that point, are infatuated with professional rodeo. So we're looking up highlights, we're looking up top times, and finally, someone pulls up the rules. And that's where they find out, oh, in order to compete at the professional level, you only need to stay on the bull for 8 seconds. I mean, hear me out. That's my time, thank you so much. Alright, that's all. Thanks guys for coming out. That was great.